All right, so you want to go beyond those highlights. I mean, let's be real for a second.
Let's do it.
Nobody could have predicted what we saw Monday night.
Yeah.
What went down at Ford Field.
No way.
It had it all.
It did.
I mean, you had the energy of the home opener for the Lions.
Right.
You had the Calvin Johnson jersey retirement ceremony.
Absolutely.
I mean, the place was electric. They were playing the undefeated Seahawks.
Yeah.
Everybody
thought it was going to be a close
lighter, right? And then totally blew those expectations out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, the Seahawks came in, what, 3? And,
yeah,
just swagger, right? Beating the Lions had practically become a habit for them.
Like 5 straight wins. Right?
Yeah, 5 straight. So to see the Lions not just win, but dominate like that?
was a statement.
It's like watching some prize fighter nobody thought could win it all just completely pick apart the champ.
Yeah, and we've got to break down how the Lions pulled this off.
We do.
Because their offense was like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, yeah.
Jared Goff,
who,
let's be honest, hadn't really silenced the doubters yet this season. He comes out and throws a perfect game.
It's unbelievable when you think about it.
18 for 18.
18 for 18.
0 incompletions.
0.
Nearly 300 passing yards.
You can't even...
That's not just good. That's like...
You can't script that.
Surgical.
You can't script that. And it's even more impressive when you consider the offensive line situation with the Lions.
Yeah, I mean... Losing Frank Ragnow, your star center, it's a tough blow.
It's a huge blow.
And yet, they're putting up these numbers.
I mean, they adapted, right? You had Glasgow stepping up at center.
Yeah.
You've got Owasika filling in like a glove at guard.
Seamlessly.
It really makes you think about the coaching,
the
next man up mentality.
They were ready. And that protection for Goff.
Oh, man.
I mean, he had all day back there.
All day.
But it wasn't just the passing game.
No, sir.
Gibbs and Montgomery,
right?
That duo in the backfield.
Dynamic duo.
Each had a rushing touchdown.
Again.
For the 6th straight game.
Which, by the way...
Which ties a franchise record.
Is a Lions franchise record.
Just incredible.
It's this multifaceted offense that makes them so dangerous.
This is what I love. Because you don't know what they're going to hit you with.
Defenses can't key in on one thing.
Right.
You got Goff slinging it.
Yeah.
You got Gibbs and Montgomery running wild.
They're like a 2-headed monster back there.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
To top it all off...
The cherry on top.
That trick play.
Oh, my God.
In the 3rd quarter.
Don't even get me started.
I don't even know what to say about this.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
The receiver...
There's a dime.
A dime.
To Goff. For a touchdown.
When
did you ever see that?
When's the last time a receiver threw a touchdown pass?
I thought I was watching the wrong game for a second.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean...
The unpredictability.
It was like something out of a movie.
It really is. It highlights how dangerous.
Completely unexpected.
How good this Lions team can be.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball...
Yeah.
The Seahawks just looked...
Out of sorts.
A little out of sorts.
A little bit, yeah.
Now, to be fair to them, they were dealing with some of their own issues.
Of course.
They were missing some key defensive players.
Yeah.
And that Ford Field on a Monday night,
oh, man,
when the Lions are buzzing like that.
Electric.
It's tough for a visiting team.
It's a tough place to play.
It really is.
Especially when you factor in the Lions were fired up for that game.
Absolutely.
You got to wonder if those 3 wins for the Seahawks maybe
papered over
some of those defensive issues.
Yeah, because those wins came against,
I mean,
let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
Not exactly the best quarterbacks in the league.
Not setting the world on fire.
So you got Goff.
Right. Who, when he's on,
yeah,
can pick apart a bad defense.
And he did.
He did. And it wasn't even just who those quarterbacks were.
Right.
But how those games actually played out.
Yeah.
I mean, in those first 3 wins for Seattle, they were really relying on that blitz.
Yeah, just overwhelming the quarterback.
But you do that against a guy like Goff who can play that quick passing game.
Right.
It can really backfire.
And it did.
Yeah.
Goff was so poised back there.
He looked comfortable.
Made quick decisions.
Yeah.
Lions' play calling was great, too. I mean, they exploited those gaps left by the Seahawks.
Like, they had an answer for everything.
It was like they knew it was coming.
And then you had that Metcalf fumble early in the game. I mean, talk about a momentum shift.
That's a killer. It really felt like it changed the whole game.
And it's not completely out of the blue for Metcalf either.
Really?
Since he's come into the league.
Yeah.
He's actually tied for the most receiving fumbles.
Wow.
So, I mean, Not to say that the loss is all on him or anything, but that fumble, especially that early in the game, man, it just fueled the Lions.
I mean, yeah, you could just see it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like they were fired up.
It was like they knew they could win.
It's like it gave them permission to believe it or something.
Totally. And I felt like on the other side, you could see the Seahawks start to press a little.
Yeah, like forcing things.
Yeah, and that's when those mistakes happen.
Absolutely.
Now, to be fair to Seattle,
Sure.
Geno Smith, I mean, he still put up a fight.
Yeah, he did.
Threw for almost 400 yards, a touchdown.
I mean, even set a career high.
Career highs in completions and passing yards.
Yeah.
So he was slinging it.
But those numbers don't tell the whole story.
Not at all.
Do they?
Because when you really dig into it,
Yeah.
a lot of those yards came when they were already down big.
Garbage time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his accuracy when he was under pressure,
Yeah.
that's where you saw the cracks.
Who's raw?
That late game interception when he's trying to force it into the end zone,
Oh, yeah.
that's not what you want to see.
Not from your franchise quarterback.
No.
And you could just see it, right? The frustration mounting for Seattle
Yeah.
as that Lions D-line started to get in his face.
And that's what's a little concerning moving forward for Seattle.
Yeah, because they've got a tough stretch coming up.
They got a gauntlet.
Don't they?
Daniel Jones,
Okay.
Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins,
Oh, boy.
and then back-to-back,
Oh.
Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
I mean, if they couldn't contain Goff,
Right.
those games could get ugly.
Yikes.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a Seahawks fan, I'm a little nervous about the next few weeks.
For sure.
Because it's one thing to struggle against Goff,
Right.
who's obviously having a resurgence this year.
Totally.
But those other guys,
Different beast.
completely different.
Completely different beast.
So for Seattle,
Yeah.
this game kind of exposed some things.
Some weaknesses, yeah.
They got to fix, and they got to fix them fast.
Absolutely.
But on the flip side,
Right.
it revealed something pretty crucial about the Lions.
It did.
And that's that this isn't the same old Lions
Yeah,
team. This
yeah.
wasn't just a win.
This was a statement.
This was like, hey,
NFC.
GFC,
We're here.
we're for real.
Yeah.
They were the underdogs.
Told.
Everyone wrote them off.
After those first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they thrive.
Thrived under that pressure.
Which is the mark of a contender, if you ask me.
Absolutely. I mean, a team that can not only handle the pressure,
Yeah.
but actually use it to their advantage.
That's scary. So can they keep this up?
That's the question, isn't it?
I-
I mean, $1 million question?
Right, because they had that hype early,
Totally.
fizzled out.
Which Lions team are we going to see the rest of the way?
Exactly.
Can we?
It's still early.
It is early.
But the rest of the NFC better be on notice.
Yeah.
This Lions team.
For real.
Especially with that offense clicking like it is.
Yeah. And what about Seattle? How do they bounce back from something like this?
That's a tough one.
Especially with that gauntlet of quarterbacks they got coming up.
It's gut check time, right?
Yeah.
They got to figure out that
Not
defense.
fast.
Like yesterday,
Right.
maybe some roster moves are in order.
Yeah, bring in some help.
Something's got to change.
Because they can't just keep running these blitz-heavy schemes against quarterbacks who can just...
They see it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Those guys are too good.
They got to find a way to bring that pressure.
Right.
But also...
You got to have the coverage.
Yeah, and for the love of all that is holy... Please.
Hold on to the football.
I mean, seriously, those fumbles are backbreakers.
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 But let's not count the Seahawks out just yet. It's true. It's a long season.
It is early.
They're still 3-1.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker's back now.
That's huge for them.
Another weapon.
And even in the loss,
Yeah.
they showed some fight,
They didn't just lay down.
especially in that third quarter.
Trading blows with the Lions. So
Yeah.
they're in it.
But to be a true contender,
Right.
they're going to have to prove they can learn from this one.
Absolutely. I got to learn from it and come back stronger.
Exactly.
This league, man.
I mean,
This game was a wake-up call.
for everybody.
For the whole NFC.
Because in the NFL, it's like
On any given Sunday.
any given Sunday.
Or Monday night.
Right.
Anything can happen.
And that's what makes it so great.
That's the beauty of it, man.
The unpredictability.
Get drunk.
1 minute, you think you got it all figured out.
Right, yeah.
And then bam.
Lions throw a wrench in everything.
Exactly.
Love it.
This whole game,
The whole thing.
it was like a microcosm
It really was.
of the whole NFL season so far.
The upsets.
They surprised
The
us.
storylines.
So yeah, buckle up
Buckle up.
because we're just getting started.